Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a 2013 Audi A8L that I absolutely love. When my car went in for service, I got the new Q8 as a loaner, and I thought it would be fun to review it and see what 10 years of progress has done. The Q8 is a very handsome looking car from all angles. The interior material quality is as you would expect from an Audi. All the switches are high quality. The materials are soft touch, the steering wheel is nice and solid. The stocks are good. There's lots of wood inlays. The screen is a fingerprint magnet, but there are two screens, like in most new Audis. The rear seat is extremely spacious. It's almost as spacious as my long wheelbase Audi A8L. And I can slide the feet underneath the front seats, and it's very comfortable back here. There are separate temperature controls on the rear, and it's a screen, and it works quite well. There are powerful vanity lights on top, and an excellent Bang & Olufsen stereo system. The trunk in this car is quite big, and folding down the seats will give you even more cargo space. When you switch the car on, there's a very soothing music that plays. The screen is very configurable. You can have an entire map screen, and then you can have the speeders on the side. There's arrow buttons on the steering wheel through which you can cycle through other screens like the navigation, phone, media, and so forth. There's a central cubby with a wireless phone charger, which works quite well even with the cover of the phone on. There are two decent sized cup holders. And then, the main difference from my Audi to the newer ones are the two stack screens. When you see it first, your first instinct is to interact with the screen like you would a phone and just touch it. But touching doesn't work. You have to press a little harder, and then you get haptic feedback, which I think is a good idea because you don't want things changing if someone brushes across it. And there's a main screen up front where you can go through a lot of apps and navigation and so forth. And the maps work quite well. It's quite responsive. Pinch and zoom function works quite well. And if you want to input an address, then the bottom part of the screen becomes a type pad, or you can draw on it, and you can do that on my previous Audi as well. The voice control works quite well as well, and you can input whole addresses or points of interest.
Searching for destinations.
The drive mode select has a dedicated physical button, and then you can also interact through the screen on top. There's numerous driver assistants available, such as distance warning, pre-sense, side assist, emergency assist, and so forth. And these are definitely upgrades from my car. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is available as well. This is something I definitely wished my older car had. The camera is excellent. You have a 360-degree camera, you have a top view, and you can look at each side as you reverse, and that's a very nice feature as well. I believe it was available as an option in 2013 when I bought my A8, but I'm not quite sure. From the screen, you can touch any area and it'll show you a camera in that area, the rear, the front, etc., or the sides. Now, this car has a lot of ambient lighting, and they look quite nice. My car has ambient lighting too, but this one has more colors to choose from. In my A8, one of the things I had to do was to close my side view mirrors as I backed out, otherwise it would hit the banister. One of the advantages of having a tall Q8 is that I didn't have to close the side view mirrors, and I could back out without hitting the banister. Now, when you get into the Audi Q8, it's a very nice place to be in. The steering position and the seating position is perfect. And the car is very punchy. Even the base version, I think it has 335 horsepower, is very punchy and quite fast. The Audis have gotten the driving down quite pat, because I don't know how Audis do it, but they ride quite differently from any other car I've driven. You know, the ride is quite buttoned down. It's not floaty or vague, and at the same time it's not too firm. You can still feel the road, but not in a bad way. Okay, you know, Q8 owners, SUV owners are not looking for a sports car. It is truly a luxury car, but it still gives you some road feel, and the way you drive it, you feel like you're in control of the car. The steering is direct. You know, it is a big SUV, so it doesn't handle like a sports car, but the steering is precise. When you get too close to a car in front, the safety management systems act up, and a warning and a chime appears which tells you, hey, you know, a car is too close. Even through corners, the car handles extremely well. You know, the body rolls are well controlled. The car is very stable. The acceleration is brisk. You know, when you get on a highway and accelerate, it accelerates effortlessly to 80 miles an hour. And the cabin remains extremely quiet for such a big car. It's a very nice place to be in. It's as quiet as my A8. So in short, I think it drives absolutely great. There's a great combination of luxury and some sportiness and road feel that I think you'll hard pressed to find in most other cars. My A8L is from 2013 and it's a great car. I do feel the interior appointments are a little more old school and perhaps slightly more luxurious. The buttons, the knobs feel slightly more luxurious than the new Q8, although the new Q8 is not bad at all. And again, you know, the wood inlays in my car and the overall feel is just a little more luxurious than the Q8. So if I were to consider a Q8, I guess the only reason I would go for it is obviously it's a newer car, so there's better technology, but mainly for the cargo space. My A8 doesn't have a lot of cargo space in the back. Also, if you were to consider the Q8, the question is, why would you not consider a Q7? I haven't driven the Q7, but it seems like a pretty similar car and it's much cheaper. It's about $57,500 and the Q8 I think starts at about $70,000. So in conclusion, I do think the Q8 is a very impressive car for all the reasons I mentioned previously. Although the Q8 doesn't directly compare with the A8, I do think the A8 offers more luxurious interior appointments, but the ride quality is probably not much different. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.